bigger there. A little more. A little more. And I got audio confirmed. Awesome. Bring this down just a smidgen. And there we go. Hello, 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 people of the internet. It is I, Solar Rock Dragon, here with more Fate Grand Order, where we will hopefully be finishing the second of the Lostbelt today. So, I do believe that there was a little bit of a thing here. I think the 1100 day anniversary. Yep, 1100 day celebration. It's just 10 quartz, I think it is. Yeah, just 10 quartz. So nothing major, but you know, it is still appreciated. The 28th. Okay, that's coming up. My bad. I thought it was going on now. Whoopsie. But yeah. So we are approaching the next chapter of Götterdämmerung, and hopefully we will be beating it today. According to this, we're moving to section 13, and from what I was told in stream last night, it seems like there is 17 sections, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 5 more to go. I'm pretty sure we can get this done tonight. So, without further ado, let us begin bringing Twilight here once again, beginning. Also, quick, brief recap. Last time we managed to free Bryn, bring her along with us. The Shadow Border is up and running, and we decided to assault Scotty's castle, where we fought against Sigurd, after we already killed 2 of the Valkyries. Beating Sigurd, it was revealed it's not actually Sigurd, but Surtur, who is somehow possessing Sigurd, and who is also the giant black sun, or the giant sun that is now a black sun and leaking Surtur out. So fun! Hey, Infinity, welcome. Happy things. But yeah, so we're up against the one who's responsible for Ragnarok. Oh boy. Haven't slept yet and in audio mode. Ah. Why haven't you slept yet, man? I thought you had discovered the sleep mechanic.
I've always hated Sundays. Why? Simple, I hated myself. For me, Sundays were a prison, and I hated how I was never able to escape from them. I could never take that first step. I detested how weak I was, how my parents' wishes felt like a curse, leaving me unable to set foot outside. I never even thought about running away. The idea of leaving never so much as entered my mind. Which is why I was always waiting for someone.
Playing Stellaris like a mad lad. Fair enough.
Someone who would come and save me. Someone who would let me out of here.
Have you been doing any runs other than your, genocide type of runs?
Someone who would tell me. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to grant anyone's wishes. I waited for someone like that for so long. Though I know no such person would ever come.
Ah. Same old. Fair enough.
Even now, I think some part of me is still waiting for someone like that.
Poor Ophelia. The moment the sun fell, every giant across the Lostbelt looked up at the sky and roared in unison. All at once, the featureless masks the Queen had placed on their faces in order to control them shattered. Ooh. As their masks disappeared, so did the days they had spent slumbering without a king. Now, they were truly awake. The giants' roars echoed throughout the land, singing the praise of the king who would bring about the Ragnarok in a language humans could never understand. O king, O king, O king. Surtur, wielder of the flaming sword, carry on our battle, carry on our war. It's not enough that the old gods are dead by your hand. We must raze this ancient land to the ground. Developing uncanalized expansion of army in the navy, that kind of stuff. Fair enough. Let Ragnarok recommence. Bring on the joyful times, the end times. Let us begin the destruction. Now's the time. Ophelia, what did you do? How?
Huh? Where did the sun go?
Oh, Gerda, no! She's gonna die of the giants, isn't she? Isn't she? Hey, Holmes is back! He's not missing his arm anymore. Woo! What's going on?
Holmes, what about your wound? Aren't you supposed to be recovering for another 2 days?
Well, guess how much income in your Navy size? 2,000 Navy capacity and 3,000 energy. Indeed, and I'm still rather enjoying the effects of the painkillers, but I'll gladly take that over missing the climax. A great detective can only forestall his endurance for so long, after all. Well said, I expect nothing less from my administrative advisor. I'm proud of such a responsible subordinate. Now then, I'm sorry to ask this when you're still tired, but you mind explaining what's going on? Just when I thought we had defeated the accursed Sigurd, the sun went and fell out of the sky. And look at that, there's no way that isn't some kind of giant, is there? Every bone in my body is screaming at me to get away from that thing as quickly as possible. Do you have any idea what's going on?
Good question. I don't know if it's the same species as the other giants, but it's definitely big enough to qualify. But unfortunately, our instruments aren't really doing us a lot of good here. Looks to be a monster that changes the size depending on how it's being viewed. This isn't some physical calamity like Ivan the Terrible. It's a conceptual one, capable of destroying the world.
So I was too late. This certainly is enough to make me rue my principle of never discussing something without first obtaining conclusive proof. The flame that flickers across the Lostbelt's northern mountains, it fell from Muspelheim, the Fire Realm. As for that enormous sun, I believe it is most likely Muspelheim itself, given form by the gods. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so that might be what happened. Surtur was still in Muspelheim when Ragnarok came along, and the gods decided not to want Ragnarok, turned Muspelheim into the sun? Or something? In other words, the body of Surtur, the giant of Ragnarok. Or wait, Surtur is Muspelheim, isn't he? Our first spaceship trial, a tremendous occasion. As Team A, we were supposed to investigate Singularity F. Damn. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought. Though, also, to be honest, that's a lot less insofar as the, Actually, wait. No, what am I saying? 200 motes, 150 gas, 100 crystal. That's a tremendous amount, dude. Is there even anybody left in the galaxy other than you?
Our first spaceship trial, a landmark occasion. As Team A, we were supposed to investigate Singularity F. Instead, our team met its end, and the world was enveloped in a fire that incinerated humanity. Fire, fire, fire. Nothing but fire as far as I could see.
Hey, Kamen Rider, welcome, welcome. Howdy things, howdy things. Oh, I know. I guess that was the monthly income infinity.
My mystic eye is one of prolongation. Its rank is jewel. It lets me see possibilities. You could say it's a form of precognition. Once I see something, I can pin it in place, but it only lets me temporarily halt possibilities I do not desire from coming to pass. Its true nature lies in seeing the myriad of possibilities before me. So then, what's this? Now that we're trapped in our coffins, the possibility of us escaping death that approaches us is distant, far too distant. It may not truly be zero, but it may as well be. No matter how far I stretch, I can't reach it. I can't hope to pin down anything. If an enemy were here, I might be able to stop them from attacking or casting a spell, but this is beyond me. I was helpless to do anything about Linnea's sabotage, or the flames incinerating humanity. Once those flames consumed me, that would be it. There would be no escape for me, or for anyone else. Maybe that's why my fate never bothered me the way that perhaps it should have. All I felt was disappointment, for my inability to express what I honestly felt at the very end. Yes, I may never have reached for it myself, but just once, I would like to have held Wudame's hand.
Good Lord, Ophelia. How lewd. Did you hear that? How lewd Ophelia is? She wanted to hold Wudame's hand. Good gracious. Also, it seems like the A-Team was maybe trapped inside the coffins and burned alive. Interesting. And this must be the alien god.
Congratulations on your rebirth. I always believed you could save the world. Greetings, Karstaria Wodime. Will this work for conveying information to you? I must say, using words is such a bother.
Had my vocal cords still been working, I'm sure I would have guessed to find my eye was seeing the world in the coffin next to mine. I saw brilliant lights shining in pitch darkness and Wodime opposite to it. Interesting. I'd never seen Wodime so childlike before, not in appearance, mind you, but in strength, or rather, lack of it. He was horribly injured and fatigued, to the point that even the effort of breathing seemed likely to kill him. It was as if he had seen the end of the world. No, like he had fought to prevent it. He was so bruised and battered that I could almost believe such ridiculous delusion was actually true, as though he was only alive now through sheer miraculous luck. We now share circumstances. This humanity you come from will be incinerated and fade away. But that is not the consequence to us. It may be unexpected, but not so much as to change our plans. The assault has led to closure of the expanse. Soon both you and humanity will meet your end. Yet unfortunately, God still has no body for this joyous feat. You'll help me with that, won't you, Karstaria Wodime? You are a cryptor, which makes you the perfect to spread my word. Broke a jawbreaker. Nice. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew is I could sense our end approaching. He had been chosen and we had not. Wodime would go on to survive and we would remain trapped in darkness. No. I'm afraid I alone won't be enough. I must strongly recommend that the other 6 join me to assist. I could sense the light's confusion. Indeed, my own mind was all but blank in shock. A god, a human, even a tiny ant crawling along the ground could see how out of line he was. You gotta admit, that's some confidence to make that kind of statement. It was clear to anyone watching that his remarks, his suggestion, would usually be out of the question. I don't understand. Once the world is wiped clean, you will be invincible. Why would you want competition when one of you would be more than sufficient? I understand that, but invincibility and omnipotence aren't the same. There is a non-zero chance that one of the other 6 may surpass me. As long as that possibility exists, however slight, I will not dismiss it. Give them the chance to choose for themselves. There's no point in me rebuilding human history on my own. Hey, Wobbuffet, thank you for the hosting. Thank you. Wodime wasn't proposing that his responsibilities be shared. He believed in our worth as individuals. He was a shining example of unwavering humanity. Restoring what was lost will take considerable effort. Bringing a single human back to life may only take mere moments, that require a level of suffering sufficient to stop the entire world in its tracks. Consider the hell you just endured as an example. Once more, their bodies have sunk into the void. They can no longer pay the price themselves. Can you pay it for them, Karstaria Wodime? Okay, that's interesting. You're waiting for Scotty to arrive? Probably not going to be until next week if I'm completely honest, Wabu. Completely honest. That's the word I was looking for. She's probably not going to be dropping by until at least next week. But, okay, so... let's see. According to this, all the other cryptors somehow died, except for Wodime. Ophelia, meanwhile, is able to see possibilities, so she's seeing this as she's dying. So this is happening after everybody else is dead. And I'm guessing this is the alien god. And it doesn't have a body. Interesting. And there's some price to pay to be resurrected. Just hold still, Wabu. Just hold fast. We're going to be getting another 10 free St. Quartz before too long as well. And now it's asking if Wodime is willing to pay the price for them. I am wondering what this price is. Can you withstand the agony that comes with fighting the entire world 6 more times? Of course. If it's humanly possible, then I can do it. Fighting the entire world 6 more times. I saw for myself clear as day. Even as every breath ravaged him, spasms of humiliation and despair
rocking his face. I saw him unflinchingly declare himself to that light. I'll never forget that sight of the greatest strength humankind can possibly possess. The next thing I remember, my eyelids fluttered open. Seeing how hard Woodham fought, seeing his determination, I found strength of my own.
Have I seen some of the Lostbelt? No, I have not seen any of the other Lostbelt fights, to be honest, Wabu. Want to roll stories so you can get Nyan Altar? Hold fast, Wabu. Remember, hopefully sometime later this year, or at least not until next year, we're getting another free 4-star servant, so just hold fast for then. Has a lot of willpower. That is true. Kind of, I mean, I do wonder what it meant by have to fight humanity 6 more times. Fight the entire world 6 more times. I wonder what that means.
Seeing how hard Woodham fought, seeing his determination, I found strength of my own. I may not be capable of following in his footsteps, but at the very least, I want to help him. I want to live up to the faith that he showed in us, in insisting we be given our own chance to choose.
Finding your own will to roll? Would I be surpassed by 6 other guys' BS? Yeah, probably. I mean, he was supposed to be the leader of the Team A, but I mean, it's possible, I suppose. But wow, effect, just hold fast. Just remember, it's all for Scotty. It's all for Scotty. Don't even go to the summoning page anymore. Just tape. If you do go to the summoning page, put some tape on your phone so it looks like you have 0 sync quartz instead of 30. Yeah.
Circumstantial change confirmed. The price has now been paid. I have a proposal for you chosen ones, and offered for those of you who are cast aside. If you desire acclaim, then choose your birth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. You have 3 points. Yeah, I know. I still have to figure out what to do with that. I know. I gotta figure it out. Hey, the Rock is here. Welcome, Rock. How be things? It makes no difference to God. I also find it interesting that it's capitalizing God. I nodded. The light grew brighter, blinding me. We were each given our task to grow our assigned Lostbelts. I didn't so much as blink. With my mystic eye, I gazed over the world I was given. I looked far and wide to the very edges, so that I could live up to his hopes and taste my destiny as he did. You have 0 uses for the 50 key points. Yes, I know. I need to find something. I need to think of something good. Might go watch Bungus Stray Dogs. I have no idea what that means, Wabu. Even if doing so should take me down an evil path that had been pruned away from human history, I wish that I might find a glimmer of hope somewhere along the way. And then my right eye saw something so very far away, in a Norse world unlike our own, bound to one day be cut off from humanity, where fiery destruction raged as well. You're looking at me, aren't you? Who are you? Not that pompous fool Odin. I reduced him to ashes. Not the ferocious Fenrir. Him I ate. Are you one of the surviving gods? Yes, I suppose one of the gods did escape my flames. I see, then you must be Skadi, the goddess of snow. No, I'm not. I'm me. I'm a woman who was meant to die in a world consumed by flame. You don't say. Who are you? Are you the 6th imaginary element? A demon?
No. I am Flame. The flame destined to consume all the Norse lands. I am the last remnant of Ymir's wrath.
Norse, I see. Now I understand. Perhaps it's my old Nordic bloodline that's to blame. You must be Surtur.
You don't say.
The fiery king of giants, the Dark One, the giant of Ragnarok, who once ended the world.
So you do know who I am, woman. Fascinating. So you are seeing my flame even as you die from the flames consuming your own world. That's right. I'm the one who will bring an end to all things. I'm the one who put an end to the gods and their prattling on about fate. I consume the land, humans, everything. I will end the age of gods. I will end the entire world. I will see that there is no tomorrow.
Well, that's not how the legend goes. According to myth, your flames consumed the Norse age of gods, but it's followed by the age of humanity.
That is what was fated to be. But I don't care. What need I have of a future I cannot see with my own eyes?
Alright, man, that's fine, that's fine. I'm not going to be streaming again until Monday, mind you, Infinity. So you're going to have a whole weekend to get sleep. But thank you for stopping by real quick, and hope to catch you next time.
Everything should end with me. When this planet ends, I will have the final laugh as it all fades away. At least, that is what I swore to myself. But...
I see. You failed too.
Yes, I failed. I spent a considerable amount of time struggling to free myself from Odin's prison. But it seems fate is a more formidable foe than I thought. This is as far as I go. My flame will be pruned away along with these Norse lands, crushing my dream of consuming everything. What a pitiful sight this world and I must make.
So that's where your world ended.
Indeed.
Then you have that in common with us, although I was supposed to save my world, not destroy it.
Indeed.
It was nice to meet you, Fiery King of Giants, but now I guess this is goodbye.
Farewell, human woman who cast her gaze from another world ending in fire. If by some miraculous stroke of luck you should ever happen to lay your eye on me again, I will show you my flaming sword.
Your noble phantasm.
The end of this planet.
Ooh, that's manipulation straight there. So... Alright, another scene. Alright, before I get to this, alright, it looks... So, that all happened also while Ophelia's dying. Her mystic eye lets her see possibilities. She saw the possibility and the fact that Woodame Krishtaria here did something, made some sort of deal with the alien god to make not only himself live, but all of them live. She saw that as she was dying, and that happened after she died. But then, somehow her eye was able to see into the pruned timeline, into this pruned timeline where this whole Lostbelt had happened. I'm not sure exactly how it's capable of seeing that. I mean, I guess there is, as Surtur was saying, a little bit of, as they were both saying actually, a little bit of similarities between the two of them. They both failed at their objective. They are both being consumed by flames, not having accomplished what it is that they desired to do. And Mystic Eyes are very tricky works, especially one as potent as hers that has some form of clairvoyance, as she said. So it's very interesting. I do wonder, but Surtur did say something there. Not only did he reduce Odin to ash, he consumed Fenrir. And according to what I remember about how deities work in most mythical things, if you defeat/consume another god, you gain their power. So that might be why this Lostbelt turned out the way it was. Surtur consuming Fenrir likely gave him more power than he should have had.
Good, you're all here. I knew you wouldn't turn down a challenge.
That's one way to put it. There's that given our choices, there really was only one sane answer. This is one hell of a tall order, but if alternative was death, I'm not gonna say no.
I would have not mind dying, but I could not ignore the prospect of these Lostbelts. I knew human history was fragile, but I didn't know how it had branched out to that degree. I suppose you learn something new every day.
I don't care what it takes. This is a huge pain in the ass, but at least it gives us a chance to win. So I'm fine. I'll do it. Basically, we just gotta save the world, right?
I couldn't say anything back then. I was completely at a loss for words. I couldn't laugh it off like Beryl, or brood out on it like Caddock. Not when Woodamay's demeanor was so different from what I expected.
Now, while I would like nothing more than to celebrate our reunion, our race is already underway. There is no call for fraternization beyond what is absolutely necessary. By now you should all have connected to your Lostbelts from your coffins. You form contracts with your servants. I've told you all the information I was given. There's nothing more to add. It won't be long now before the disciples of the Foreign God arrive. When they do, I'd like you all to go with them to your respective Lostbelts.
Nobody else knew the truth. None of them had any idea what sort of price he had paid to give us the rest of us in Team A a chance. He could have boasted about it. He could have held it above our heads. Instead, he never even brought it up. I don't understand. None of us would be here now if it wasn't for you, Kashtarya. Why didn't you say anything? If you just told them what you did for us, they would do whatever you say.
I see, so you knew, Ophelia.
It's simple. I didn't tell them because it's not important what lies ahead.
I want humans to do the best they possibly can. That goes for myself and it goes for you as well. Gratitude is nice, but not if it leads to the putting less than their full efforts towards this endeavor. So don't worry about it. I did it for my sake, not yours. It worked out, and I got what I wanted from it. Besides, if one of you ends up surpassing me, that will make my job easier, right? I risk nothing and stood to gain everything. None of you owes me anything for it. Kashtarya. That was the moment I knew without a shadow of a doubt. Kashtarya Woodmay was different. He always had been. He had been on a whole other level from the rest of us ever since he was born. His mindset, his character, his bearing, all fit for a king. There was simply no other explanation for how he could have accomplished something so incredible. Ophelia, you'll be taking Scandinavia. Be very careful when you summon your servant after you get there. Destruction factors heavily into Norse mythology. In such a world, it is when it matters appear to be going well that one needs to be most on the god. A good ending for the Norse could be in truth quite a bad ending for us. But then I suppose I needed to warn you of that. You have your mystic eye after all. You can see into the future far better than I can. As such, you should be more than capable of growing Scandinavia's dream of emptiness to maturation. That's right, the king I swear allegiance to, the god I worship, isn't the foreign god at all. This is the man I will serve. If it will help him realize his ideals, I'll gladly become a crypto. I will, I promise, Lord Kashtarya.
In other words, she seems hard for Woodamay. I see, so this is a servant.
Your body is made of ether. You may not like how it feels, but try to get used to it. I'm glad you are the one who answered my summon, Dragon Slayer, wielder of Gram. I know it was a special summoning ritual, but it's still fortunate I was able to get you without a catalyst. Maybe it's because of my mother's Nordic blood line, as it certainly seems far more likely a cause for my father's fondness for Richard Wagner.
Wagner?
Alright, sorry. In my world's history, Sigurd and Siegfried are different people. So that makes my mother's bloodline seem even more likely. At any rate, it's nice to meet you, Saber. My name is Ophelia Farmasalone. I have to say, I had never guessed you would exist in this Lostbelt. I would have thought...
You're not wrong. The heroic spirit this body belongs to isn't from this Lostbelt.
What? No, that can't be right. We cryptos are meant to form contracts with heroic spirits that are tied to our land.
Ophelia, I see. So your name is Ophelia Farmasalone. Ah, that's a lovely name. Farmasalone. It puts me in mind of thrones, a type of angel. If you are to be an angel, then you should serve me as your god.
What are you saying, Sigurd?
Oh, come now, don't be so cold. You already know who I am. From my perspective, we met just the other day. Is that not true for you? I'll never forget that gaze of yours. The way you looked right at me before my world, my reality was pruned away. I remember looking you right in the eye, Ophelia.
Those eyes.
You saw me, and I saw you. Yep, I I had to quit last night after about 4 hours in. I should hopefully be finishing this tonight, though, Hakabara. And welcome, by the way. Welcome, welcome.
Rejoice, daughter of humanity. In that moment, our fates were intertwined. Did you really not notice, Ophelia Farm Salon? My soul was linked to your unusual mystic eye. It's been hiding inside of you all this time. You did form a contract. I'm the servant you gained in your Lostbelt. Rejoice, Ophelia. Your servant is none other than Surtur, the fiery king of giants himself.
No, that can't be right. Well, Master, I know all about the heroic spirits I summon. You're Sigurd, the greatest hero of Scandinavia, heir to Gram, the demonic sword.
Do not force me to repeat myself. You are referring to the body I possess. Yes, you succeeded at summoning Sigurd. That much is true, but thanks to your mystic eye.
I've been hiding inside me all along? Are you calling me fat, Akabara?
I snuck into the summoning spell and melded with his soul. Now I control his entire body.
An accidental summoning. No, this would be multiple simultaneous summoning leading to...
Now, don't make that face, Ophelia. Go on, smile. Breathe a sigh of relief. I might be just a soul, but I'm still your servant. So I'll be your knight, just like you're my woman. Now, what do you say we seal the deal?
Stay back. Don't come near me.
A command spell? By all means. In fact, that's one of the things I want the most. Go ahead. Tie this body down. Destroy it.
What?
That infernal Odin imprisoned my homeland, my foundation. Muspelheim has been left behind in this Lostbelt. I have to get it back. If this body is shattered, my soul will be freed. Then I will destroy Odin's prison. Then that false son of his will fall. Once that has happened, I will materialize in my true form as the fiery king of giants.
The sun? You mean that enormous sun is actually...
Yes, my true body, or rather, the prison Odin built to hold it. To the mages of proper human history not know. Muspelheim, realm of fire, home to all Muspel, is in fact my own body. It's the endless flame burning with an insatiable hunger for destruction. I will need it to resume Ragnarok, which was so rudely interrupted. Odin's seal was quite solid, but thankfully you sought that when you released my soul. The rest is easy. I'll escape this shell, and my soul will destroy my body's prison from the outside. That prison may be difficult to escape from within, but it's all too vulnerable from the outside. I struck at Odin a fatal blow after I devoured Fenrir. The Allfather clearly didn't have enough the strength left to secure my prison from both sides. I suppose I should expect no less from the soul of a great hero. Now that we are meshed together, it will be difficult to escape this body on my own. It's torturous having to constantly face Sigurd's soul. It's like standing in the hall of an infinite mirrors. It would be far quicker if I could turn my own blade on myself, but feeling that, I would be grateful if you would end me, Ophelia.
If I kill you, the sun, Surtur, will fall.
Indeed. Once I take back my body, I will resume Ragnarok, and this Lostbelt will be the first to burn. From there I will lay waste to the rest of the planet. I can't wait to show you, Ophelia. Soon you'll get to see my flaming sword, and the entire world.
Uh-oh.
Instead of screaming out of despair, I quickly used a command spell to forbid him from killing or harming himself. Surtur is the king of giants, the destructor of the end time. I can't let him escape Sigurd's body. If he does, everything will burn. It'll be incineration of humanity all over again. No, not quite. His fire would have to extend past the match. Would have to extend into the past to match the incineration of humanity. But his fire will burn up everything in the present and leave nothing for tomorrow. All of a sudden, it felt like something was twisting my heart. It hurts. I can feel my body groaning in pain. It's like I'm being hollowed out from inside. Without warning, I find myself in a terribly precarious situation. Am I doing the right thing? Should I tell Queen Skadi? No, that would be much too risky. The King of Giants is the god's sworn enemy. I cannot imagine her merciful love extending to him. With every thought, I can feel my body groaning under pressure. It hurts. Something is interfering with me and my plans. What should I do? I can't make this call on my own. But what choice do I have? My cryptos can't interact directly. I have to resolve the situation myself. Besides, we're not allies, not really. Once we manage to grow our trees of deepness to maturity, we'll just end up competing for each other's territory. In the end, there will only be one territory left. I cannot afford to show any weakness. That's why. That concludes my report.
I see. You did well to bring this to my attention, Ophelia.
Not at all, Lord Kashtaria. Once I determined the danger this situation posed, I thought you should decide how to handle it.
Excuse me.
I'm a mage. I don't have the same kind of feelings that normal people do. I don't experience love or romance. All I feel is undying loyalty to those with vastly superior intellects. Kashtaria Woodame shines brighter than anyone. He isn't afraid of anything. He'll know what to do, I'm sure of it. As long as he shows me the path I need to take, I'm sure I can summon up the courage to follow it.
Ophelia Farmasalone.
Yes, Lord Kashtaria.
You are right to use command spell, as this summon you have achieved is fascinating. The King of Giants in Norse mythology is akin to a god of destruction. By singing him, you have in essence summoned an ancient god. You should be proud that you were born to a family devoted to the study of evocation and the summoning gods. Ophelia.
Yes, Lord Kashtaria?
You have gained an exceptional resource to help bring around the reconstruction of humanity. You say Surtur told you he was going to burn the entire planet. Fascinating. I wonder if that would still work on a world that has been wiped clean. At any rate, the data would seem to indicate that you have him fully under control. As long as you can continue to rein him in without incident, he should be a tremendous asset, though of course that does pose considerable risk.
Understood. Then I shall do my best to live up to your expectations, Lord Kashtaria. From here on, I will address my half-Surtur, half-Sigurd servant as Heber, and turn his power into our cause. I vow I will grow my Lostbelt to maturity with his help.
See, how do they grow their Lostbelt to maturity, though, is the question. Just by surviving?
I know I can live up to Lord Kashtaria's hopes. I know I can fight. Building a relationship with a heroic spirit that has a mind of his own, controlling one's servant, these are key problems every master has to face. If I can manage it, this is what I trained for. I won't fail. I will grow my tree of emptiness to maturity. I'll ensure this Lostbelt continues to flourish alongside the Queen and the most powerful knight to ever live. The tree continues to grow well. It's been all this time. Everything is going well here. At least it was.
Enchanté, Crypta. I'm a servant from proper human history, the only hero humanity in all of Scandinavia. Hey now, what's the matter? What are you so afraid of, mademoiselle?
Maybe the bigger the tree, the bigger the Lostbelt? That's a possibility. Although, didn't they say Kashtaria's tree had roots in 80% of the world? Wouldn't that make his Lostbelt gigantic? Saber-class servant, we will of course bring along Napoleon, and we'll deal with this setup. Oh, only 8%. I could have sworn it was like 80%. My bad. Thank you, Kamen Rider, for the correction. Hang on. Alright. I'm gonna pause for a second. Okay, because that is gonna make an excellent silhouette on a thumbnail. The false sun is falling. The fiery king of giants returns. In the book of Genesis, it's written that the Creator rested on the 7th day. In this Lostbelt, fire is what comes on the 7th day. Not a day of rest, but the day of Ragnarok. After Wednesday, Odin's day. After Thursday, Thor's day. And Friday, Freya's day. Then after Saturday, Saturn's day, the day of the sun finally arrives. The false sun, the ball of fire glowing in the sky is falling to the ground instead of remaining afloat. It shakes and cracks the ground, shattering mountains as it shifts and rises to stand on its feet. In proper human history, this event manifests in the eruption of Mount Katla, but not here. Our myth is this world's reality. Muspelheim, realm of fire, land of flame. The blazing inferno standing in for the true sun in this Lostbelt sky. Now the Muspel leader, Muspelheim itself, descends upon us. One of the great kings, the one who would cast twilights, pall far and wide arrives as the sun gone mad. The only king of giants in all the world, Surtur, and his great flaming sword. Ah, the servants. True. I'm very interested in seeing how mechanics of Lostbelts work. Maybe I need to make my own Lostbelt. I might have to see about doing that. Okay.
Did you say Surtur? Man, you weren't kidding. Ha! Figures he'd be a big bugger. I know the Age of God's never in it here, but come on!
Foo! 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 Fiery King of Giants. Porter's instruments can't even properly measure his magical energy. We can't even tell how far he is from us either. It's not clear whether he's way out there or... It's no use, I can't even get a clear visual on him. It could be some sort of heat mirage or something. Either way, it's impossibly hot. Make sure you stay behind me, Master.
Never see how they work if you break them up, but that's how you find how things work. You take them apart, break them apart, look at the little pieces that are left, and you figure out how it works. Mystic Code is set.
I strongly advise you keep your distance, Mr. Soul. Your Mystic Code may have been outfitted to accommodate Russia's extreme cold, but it's not nearly so effective against extreme heat. Make sure to remain where Mantis Firelight can protect you.
Holmes, you're healed, thank goodness.
Absolutely, I've had plenty of rest. It was nice to fall asleep without anything on my mind for once. But I also can't deny that it was dreadfully dull. You'll have to inform me of your recent escapades when we have time.
Is this really the time just to be idly catching up with each other? The temperature outside the border is skyrocketing even as we speak. I mean, why not both? It's enough of a shock learning that giants and like still exist here, but now we find out they have a king. There's no telling how many reports I'll have to write now, assuming that everyone believes them. Granted, it's not as though we're making any of this up, but once this Lostbelt disappears, then incredibly, those reports we'll have is going to disappear along with it. Then let's take some photos! You know, actually, that's a good question. I mean, so, the Lostbelts, when we defeat them, they go back as if they never existed. But what about, like, proof? Like, what if we had taken photos of all this? Would those still exist?
Hello, Mr. Gordolph. I see you're finally beginning to understand some of the problems Chaldea has been facing this entire time. Perhaps now you may understand why, at first blush, our reports from the singularities may have seemed so preposterous.
Never mind that now. We're in danger here. Get the cell over here right away. It's difficult to tell with all this fire, but I don't think that giant is far away as he looks.
You're right about that, Monsieur Directeur. I've got the feeling he's way closer than you think. Hey, King of Giants. Surtur, right? You're not gonna just go away on your own, are you? Am I right to assume you're our enemy?
Those would be seeing as you remember them. It's gonna be, at this point, they're gonna be, mecha in one of the Lostbelts? Are you just trying to say that you're gonna be in one of the Lostbelts? I may not know the full lore of Carmen Riders, but I know that you have mechas. I think. Or I'm thinking of something else entirely.
Of course.
I can hear him. No, wait. He's communicating telepathically via Magecraft.
Here he comes. You two keep Brunhild safe.
Maximum output. Focus defense.
Yes, Master. Ortonax maximum output. Switching over to defensive mode.
I put my mash in defense position.
I can't believe you're so collected even after seeing that. I'm impressed, Mash. They really are amazing.
Does she seem... She looks more pale. I don't know why, but she looks more pale than before. Right? Or am I just seeing things?
It's dangerous out here. It's dangerous out here. Ophelia Paramus alone. Please hurry inside the castle while the King of Giants' attention is being focused on them. Nordland, you go on ahead. This is my mess. I need to be the one who cleans it up.
She's cute. I would say that, yeah. She seems to be very much into Wudame, though. Mecha, that will be Gundam, not Kamen Rider. Okay. My bad.
Ophelia.
Alright, it looks like we're up against Surtur already. I'm sure this isn't going to be one of those battles where it forces you to end early, or where you win the battle but actually lose. It's totally not going to be anything like that.
The time of twilight has come.
I am getting some very, very distinct Solomon vibes here. Hello, Breezegore. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lostbelt 2 isn't that long, I think. I believe I am on section 13 right now, and I heard that somebody saw the reward chest at section 17, so I'm almost done. Searcher. Inflict burn to a single enemy during your normal attack, and apply special attack divine, and apply burn immune, and immunity to mental debuffs. Alright, so he's essentially the same as the second, or the most recent fight against Sigurd, except I guess he is much stronger, and he has additional damage to divine enemies. That's fine. Only 45 sections? Porqué? Akabara? Plus, I mean, I know you don't read the story, though. Staff Destruction A+. Whoa. Giant's Outer Shell A. Damage cut. Recover when damaged. Okay, he did a few things there. So, on us, he applied debuff resist down and spreading fire increases burn effectiveness. And he got a 3-turn damage cut and recover HP when taking damage. That's stupid! Monstrous Strength B++++. Squirtoria murders him. Well, if this run through fails, I know who to bring then. Squirtoria. Everybody should survive another turn. He doesn't have... Actually, he doesn't have a gauge. So, it might have been beneficial to utilize the illusion sooner rather than later. But I need that damage cut gone here. Just how water beats fire in Pokemans. Ah, Pokemon. And I mean, he's not doing a lot of damage, I will say. And the burn doesn't seem to proc all the time, which is good, mind you. One more turn of that damage cut. We're going to prop that invincibility up now. And hopefully we can get a Buster card for Napoleon next turn, as well as some good crit stars here. Akabara, of course I've played Pokemon. There's a series for Pokemon Sword that I did. Remember, I named Gardevoir Astolfo for you. A male Gardevoir Astolfo. Remember? Alright, only 50-50 shot here. But it's gonna have to do. I have not played this Pokemon Sword DLC yet. Mainly because, well, the Lostbelt kind of dropped, you know? I haven't really had time to do it. You know? You try to forget my streams. That hurts, Akabara. It's fun? Oh, that's good. I mean, I have heard good things about the DLC. I used him. I used Astolfo Akabara. Worry not. Okay, good. We got 1 crit. We got 2 crits. Alright. Well, that's 1 bar broken. And that's the battle complete. Woo? He was fairly happy about that. Don't tell me we broke a limiter on him. I feel like we might have just broken a limiter on him. I'm not done yet. Ah!
fended off the first wave of Sigurd's onslaught, but I'm afraid this heat and pressure are so intense that... Your Nexus is designed to be fire-resistant and should be able to hold up in the face of extreme heat from the natural world. But it was never designed to withstand being submerged in lava. You're lucky you're still standing. If not for all the snow and ice infused with magic energy, he'd be a goner. After all, he's...
Indeed, he may not be quite as hot as a star, but he is indeed quite close. And there's something else disturbing about him. Be wary of his noble phantasm. Surge's shining sword is a design construct born from a planet. It prioritizes life forms above all else. None of a deity from the age of gods could survive it. Ooh la la, you should be proud, you two. We're still standing tall after facing off against a being that kills entire worlds. Hey, Surtur, I figured a god killer would be way more impressive, but so far you've been a big letdown. You're nothing compared to the despair my Grand Armée and I felt in the winter.
Napoleon, stop taunting the goddamn fire giant!
Winter, you say? All that I have for you is fire.
F-f-foo! Q! Here comes the second wave.
Yep, launch a counterattack when we
Survive. Yes, Master, I won't lose, if we're up against a divine construct. Position secured with bunker bolt, assuming full defensive.
out of my way. Blinding light fills my vision. Light. No, it's not just light, it's heat. Flickering heat that reduces everything it touches to ash. If this were truly a divine construct, there's nothing to be done against it. At least, that's what I think.
Senpai! Senpai!
And yet I saw her. I saw a warrior standing up to a sword forged by gods with a man-made shield. I saw her push beyond her limits to wield that heavy shield, even as her arms and legs shook with the effort. And I knew that it was time for me to make my stand. My spirit core may be damaged, but as long as I move, I have a chance to atone for my sins. I, Holmes, can break any case in any mystery, but I don't even need to try and tell you. You two. It seems this body of mine has caused you a great deal of trouble. And so I have no choice but to use it to make amends. My ultimate technique is ready. Demonic Sword of the Sun, and now is your time to wreak your destruction. Bulk Vakar. Grom! Man, I'm not gonna lie. I had thought... I've only done one so far, and I really, really need to do another one. But I've done a servant interview with King Hassan. Or, not servant interview, I can't remember what it is. It's a servant... What's the thing? I can't remember what it is, but I did something with King Hassan before he came out. I really wanted to do one for Sigurd as well, but I didn't want to spoil myself either. Not interview. It was, resume. That's what it does. Servant resume for King Hassan. Pretty much, it was King Hassan trying to, sell himself in order for people to summon him. I did that before his last year, and I've always meant to do more, but, you know, they're just... I can't do female voices too well. And I wanted to do Sigurd because he looked cool, but I didn't want to spoil myself on this Lostbelt either.